Welcome to Discover Greater Lansing. Whether you're exploring the rich history of the state capital or indulging in incredible local food, there's always something exciting happening here. Discover living. Discover mobility. Discover downtown. Discover giving back. Greater Lansing offers breathtaking activities and outdoor adventures, ensuring a perfect balance of city life and natural beauty. Discover the warmth. Discover the charm. Discover Greater Lansing. The journey begins now.
I am so thrilled to be here today with one of my favorite, if not the favorite, service club. I am a fellow Rotarian. I'm here today with President Nick and incoming President Rebecca. For those who in this world may not know what Rotary Club is, can you share a little insight, Nick, with our audience?
Yeah, thank you. And it's great to share about Rotary. It's one of the oldest service organizations in the world. And that doesn't mean that all Rotarians are 100 years old or old, but it's really been great from a fellowship perspective. I think that's one of the first things that attracted me to that. It's a group of like-minded professionals that give back to their community. And as you spend time with the group, you learn about different people, different industries, but really you get exposure to some of the service organizations throughout our community and how we as business people or nonprofit professionals, how we can get involved and help our community. And that's one of the things that really attracted me to the club is what getting our hands dirty and helping.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And Rebecca, tell us some of the benefits, why we're so busy in our lives every day. I might not have the time, but what benefits are there to being a Rotarian?
Well, in addition to the fellowship that Nick just mentioned, I'd say it's even more than that. I mean, I have developed some true friendships out of Rotary. I mean, friends, women that I hang out with, I travel with, that are giving me business advice and helping me land contracts. It is a really incredible mix of both networking and true friendships. And one of the things that I love most about it and why I think it's really beneficial is, living in the Capitol, things get awfully political, but there is no politics in Rotary. So it's a great place to just kind of go back to the early days before politics was the only thing we talked about and really kind of connect with people in a different way.
Very true. That connection is just incredible. When you walk into the room and you're greeted, no matter if you're new or one of the older members that have been coming.
Not only that room, right? I mean, you can't walk into any meeting anywhere with more than 20 people and not have a room full of Rotarians. It's awesome.
Look at us here today.
Yeah.
We're all Rotarians by chance. So membership. Lansing Rotary is one of the largest Rotaries, very diverse in many ways. Nick, how many members are in the Rotary Club of Lansing? And tell us about that diversity of profession and backgrounds.
Yeah, so we have about 175 members. And really, it's a great mix from an age perspective and also men and women. You have various careers and professions that are represented from your legal, banking, insurance, but also you have those that are executive directors at various nonprofits. And so on a typical Friday when you're sitting down to lunch, you're going to interact with different people from different industries, and you really get a nice sense of the different industries and the different things that are going on in the community. So it really is a very diverse group from an age perspective, male and female, and really just overall industries. There's a great variety.
Right.
So
and there a diversity of topics. Any Friday you can come in and learn. So eye-opening. From what they're doing in automation and electric vehicles at Michigan State to our local hospitals. There's just so much, and it's enriching, and it's an hour and a half you come out of feeling, hey, just this old dog didn't think she could learn some new tricks, and I learned some great stuff today.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things from just an awareness of what, how learning about what's going on in our community. And I think that's what stands out is it could be one Friday we're learning about urban farming, or the next week it could be the cyclotron at Michigan State, where for the most part, the cyclotron is way above most of our capabilities to understand neutrons that are slamming together. So you really have a lot of
You
variety.
explained it well, though. That's what it is. Essentially, when I walked out, that's what it means.
Yeah. So again, you have just a great way to learn about what's happening in our capital region.
Yeah. Rebecca, what are your thoughts on it? About what everything that goes on from, I personally love the musical component.
I was going to say, don't forget the special music, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that makes our Rotary very unique. Most Rotaries have a book and they sing something. We sing a patriotic song, but then John Dale Smith does an amazing job pulling in people from all over the place, local high schools, professional actors and musicians. We've got a great jazz scene here in Lansing that they pull from. I mean, we're really, really lucky. So, the meeting starts, and for me, it's the start of the end of the week for me. That 5 or 7 minutes watching two saxophonists go to, compete against each other in a beautiful piece of music, or a bunch of women singing, a really fun song from the 1950s. I mean, whatever it is, it kind of shifts my mood. It gets me in a really good place, and it helps me sort of refocus why I'm there in the first place. And then it opens up my receptiveness to the different speakers, because now I'm not thinking about, I left that thing on my desk, and I still got that meeting to plan for. No, I'm very much in the moment when I'm in Rotary. And I think Rotary does a really good job of crafting that for us. So it's easy to leave it in the office.
Right. I feel, as busy professionals, it's like this time it's an investment in myself to do with other colleagues and to recharge my batteries. And ours happens to be on Friday, so it charges it for the fun weekend. But it's just like I said, when you walk in, and every week's a different program. And if you can't walk in, hey, we have Zoom now, and you can Zoom into the meetings, and you miss the great lunch. But what a dynamic club. And you sit at a table one day with different Rotarians, get to know about them. The next Friday you come in and it's a whole new group with all different ideas. And I have a tendency to like to sit with some of the older, grumpy old men, if you will, because they always have an opinion about something, and I get laughing with them. So that speaks a lot about the diversity of our programming, of our Rotarians and what we do. But I love fun, but we do some really serious good works and give back to the community as Rotarians. Tell me about some of your favorite, first of all, about the service part of being a Rotarian, and about some of your favorite projects you've worked on in the past during your...
So service above self is one of the pillars of Rotary, right? It is something that it's a call to action that Rotarians dive into, and the Rotary Club of Lansing does that both with having us volunteer in various places, and also we donate. We donate to things all over the world to make the world a better place. And so there's something about that, not just connected here, but I'm also connected there, that sort of, I think, is fantastic. My personal favorite service project was a few years back for the 100th anniversary of Rotary. The Silver Bells did a light parade. And so we had a float in the light parade, and I don't remember how many bulbs we had, but it was like 10,000 different bulbs on this pallet. And I mean, it took weeks to build this with fellow Rotarians, but it was a really great way, especially as a new member of Rotary, to kind of jump in and really get to meet some of the other members, learn some of the other skills. And I have to say, just to go back to the diversity piece for just a moment, I think our club does a really good job, not just in the age diversity. We're not just a bunch. I mean, there are definitely some older members of the club who bring a lot of history and knowledge that we are grateful for. But we also look at, DEI in terms of race, in terms of religion. I mean, we really go out of our way for the LGBTQ community. We are a welcoming club. We love bringing new people in. And those different perspectives, I think, it's part of our call to service, right? Like, we are not servicing our community. We don't represent our community. So I just wanted to tack that on.
I love that. I preach it, sister, if you will, because that diversity of thought, socioeconomic, race, sexual orientation, everybody has a voice to share and a story to tell, and to be welcomed in our organization, the Rotary Club, it is nice, because unfortunately, in our world, civility isn't always so prominent. And Rotary is a place where civility does reigns supreme. Our 4-way test is we start every meeting with that. President Nick gets us going with our 4-way test, and it talks about how we should treat one another as human beings, and I just love that part of Rotary as well. Yeah. So Nick, tell me about service in your perspective. And it's bigger than we give back local, but it's global too.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that really stuck out to me when I went to this most recent Rotary International Conference, is that how locally we're able to connect with what Rotary does on a global scale. And Rotary really has an amazing brand in the different projects, whether that's clean water. The thing that really stuck out to me has been Rotary's Polio Plus project. And they track the number of polio cases in the world. And it's primarily based in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And just to see the boots on the ground in these foreign countries where volunteers are literally putting their life on the line to vaccinate children from polio. Yes. And so we don't realize that on a daily or weekly basis as Rotary members that we're participating in that, but it really was amazing to see that we're connecting with that work all the way, on the other side of the world. It was just really impressive that, not only volunteers are putting their life on the line, but we're saving lives by that project.
And we get to fund that right here in Lansing, Michigan. I mean, it's amazing.
It's amazing. And we get live updates and from people who are actually connected to Lansing, who gone out. And I remember there's the volunteer who said in this one village, they have a log that they know there's only 10 cases of polio in this community. Yeah. And how do they get to those families? And so there's one thing like, for us busy professionals, we write a check and, and that's a resource that organizations need. But to actually, like you said, Nick, to roll up our sleeves and get in there, and you have that opportunity to do it. Yeah. All the time. And I have the Rotary app on my phone. So my family's all in Pennsylvania on the East Coast. And so I'm always looking up a Rotary club just to drop into. And you're just as welcome in Pennsylvania, California,
Istanbul, Rome, yes. I mean, anywhere.
Yeah. I want to go to Rome and go to Rotary Club there. But that's just so awesome. Again, we're preaching with the choir here because we love this organization and we want to share that good news with everybody in the greater Lansing area if they're considering service. And I know this up and coming generation, they're very much about service and they want that to be part of their recreational as well as their professional time that they spend. They want to give back. And so what better place to do it than through the Rotary Club, right? Yeah. Shameless plug there. So why should someone join the Rotary Club? There's so many opportunities in our community to belong to something, to do something. So what makes Rotary just that little bit different and why and compelling to want to join?
I'll start. I think one of the reasons why, for me, it was so great to join a large club, right? The Lansing Rotary is the one with 175 members, is that you get to be as involved as you want to be. So, you just want to step your toe in the water and see if this is really for you. Just come to meetings, just meet the people. You want to get more involved, you want to run for a leadership position or a board position, go ahead and do that. But we also have all of these wonderful committees that we set up that do a lot of good work in the community. And so, if you really want to do more hands-on stuff, join the Service Project Committee. If you want to do more about honoring others, think about some of the stuff that we do that way. But there's lots of different, you can join the foundation board and get involved in how we give our money away, right? So regardless of where you are and how old you are and how involved you want to be, there's something for you at Rotary at every single one of those levels.
Right.
Yeah, and I would just add to that, I think one of the basic reasons even Rotary began was just personal connection. Mm-hmm. And we see that today, and we have a couple members in our club where we know that the way that we work today may not be in a face-to-face environment. And so we have members that might work for a software company or somewhere where remote work is how they interact. And there's a need or there's a desire to have some sort of face-to-face meeting and fellowship throughout the work week. So Rotary can be that avenue for someone that wants to have a personal connection and fellowship with a group of professional, service-minded individuals. And so I think at maybe one of the basic principles of Rotary is that connection, and we can help just professionals that might have that remote work environment where you can come and check out a club and really enjoy that face-to-face interaction.
What a great point. COVID changed our world completely. And as much as, the technology does keep us connected in new ways, the social interaction part. And it's hard to say our 4-way test and sit with someone and not care and not love your fellow brothers and sisters, right? And so that social aspect of the loan, because there are business groups where, there's a lot of shuffling of business cards, and that serves a really important purpose for business growth and development. But the social aspect is, and it's fun, and sometimes you just need to have fun, and you just have to laugh. I am thinking of our roast, the Red Solo Cup singing, and and we have fun. And some of the most fun people in Rotary you would never imagine. Some of the serious lawyers, and I'm always having fun, so I'm not that serious. But to see people just kind of let their hair down a little bit and breathe, and what a nicer world it is because of that, right?
And that connectivity, right? So I was just talking this week with a woman who moved here from Midland a year ago, and she was like, I'm having a hard time connecting. I'm having a hard time making friends. I was like, come to Rotary meeting with me, because it is that instant fellowship, right? Just because you're in the room, people know that you care. I mean, just because you're in the room. Right. So that connectivity, that feeling a part of the community, that you're part of something bigger, I definitely get that at Rotary.
And what we've modernized those. So 20 some years ago when I first joined, it was lunch, business people having lunch and talking and learning stuff. But now we've thrown in a fun aspect. So Nick, tell us a little bit about the Social Thursday.
Yeah, so I think it's a way to really meet in a more casual environment. And so, on the last Thursday of each month, we meet at one of the local pubs. And again, it's a way that there's not a formal program. It's just a way to connect, have a meal, have a drink. But really, it's that, again, gets back to what we've been saying over and over again, just the connecting, the fellowship, getting to know the people in the club. Because there are times where, you could attend a Rotary meeting on a Friday and you sit at the same table every week, and you don't get the mix of the different, members. And so also at the more casual Thursdays, you do have a different mix. And so I think it's a great time, especially in the summer months or the warmer months, where you can kind of mingle outside, and it's a great space where we meet. But it's one of those ways of attracting new members, or just, expressing that it's not always the suit and tie club. We want to have a good time. We want to serve in the community, and very approachable in terms of what our membership looks like.
And you're meeting people where they are. And sometimes you can't break away from your work day. But, everybody has an after hour, and, you can go let your hair down. And I think it really gives the Rotary Club of Lansing a cool edge to it, right? So love it. Tell our viewers today, how can they find out more about the Rotary Club of Lansing and get involved?
Yeah, so I think the easiest way to do that is go to lansingrotary.org. There's a link at the top right where it talks about membership, or there's a tab for membership, and there's how to join. That would be an easy way to join the club.
Excellent. Go Rotary. Thank you so much for being here today.
Ashton, can you tell us why community members should ride CATA?
Absolutely. CATA offers a gateway for all members of the community to visit and seek out the amazing opportunities that our region has to offer. It's low in cost, and you don't have to deal with the parking struggles that you typically would in a larger city, both downtown Lansing or on campus in East Lansing. And it just offers a easy and affordable way to get to where you would like to go.
Absolutely, and you don't also have to deal with the expenses that a vehicle owner would have to deal with.
Absolutely, and that includes parking, as well as with the time constraints of having to deal with a vehicle in a larger area.
So where are your favorite destinations to go to in the capital city region?
There are so many different destinations, it's almost hard to choose. But one of my favorites absolutely is Potter Park Zoo. They offer so many different exciting events year-round. You can get there on CATA's Route 8, which makes it really convenient. You don't have to deal with waiting in line or parking. And especially their Holiday Lights event is always one of my personal favorites. Another one of my favorite locations in the area that you can get to on CATA's Route 14 and 16 is Old Town. There are so many different options for arts and culture and food that you can find a little bit of everything in Old Town just strolling around for hours.
And really quick, what about in the downtown Lansing area? Favorite destination?
In the downtown Lansing area, again, there's so many. You can obviously go right to the Capitol building and Route 1 will take you there. Route 1 will also get you to places like Impression 5 or the Ari Olds Museum downtown.
We're here with Mary from Ornamaloo, and we're super excited to hear all about your business. So tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Well, I got started in retail through museum stores and historical organizations, and while I was working there, I kept coming up with ideas for new stores that I wanted to do myself, and Ornamaloo was the outcome of making my own chainmail jewelry and collecting and selling vintage products.
Your store is so beautiful. So how do you collect, where do you collect all those vintage pieces that you offer?
I visit a lot of antique malls and search the web and find things that I love, and I take a risk and they seem to do well, so that's what I do.
Well, and it does look like a museum in your store for sure.
Thank you.
So absolutely beautiful. So you were a part of Middle Village this year, which is a year-long program that helps retailers who are just about to take the leap into brick and mortar. Tell me, how did that help your business?
It's helped me to find who my base audience is and learn to market to those people and to grow the business.
Well, fantastic. Your store is stunning, and we're super excited to have you as part of the program.
Well, and I'm happy to be there.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
The Lansing Regional Chamber is pleased to be part of Discover Greater Lansing, where we will celebrate and showcase the economic growth and assets that define our region. We are experiencing an extraordinary transformation with over $4 billion in new investment and thousands of new jobs. Placemaking, including the integration of arts, entertainment, and culture, plays a pivotal role in shaping our vibrant communities. Infrastructure is the backbone of economic growth, and we're seeing historic levels of investment exceeding $800 million, including the planned reconstruction of Michigan Avenue, connecting Michigan State University to our state capitol. As you embark on your journey to discover Greater Lansing, we encourage you to immerse yourselves in the unique experiences our region has to offer, support the small businesses that form the heartbeat of Lansing, and joining us in fostering an environment where innovation, collaboration, and prosperity flourish. Together, let's build a stronger Lansing.
So we're going to talk about new builds today. I have Joe with me from Mayberry Homes. I've got two really important questions for him that he's going to answer for us. Number one, Joe, what are you seeing trending for 2024?
I think home building is going to increase. They're talking about lowering interest rates, which I think that's what initially slowed down the market last year. So
sure.
I think consumer confidence is going to come back, but most importantly, affordability. I think the lower interest rate's going to open more homeowners into the potential of buying a new home.
Great. Great. And if you could give a new buyer one piece of advice, a new buyer of a new build, if you will, what is the one thing that you think that they should prepare themselves for before they come to you?
Not necessarily come to me. I think it's more ask questions. I think meet with your potential builder, meet with your salesperson, ask questions. I think try to get a specification sheet, ask kind of what's behind the walls kind of thing, because you're not always comparing apples and apples.
Okay.
There's different things that make the product.
Okay, great. So when I bring a client to a builder, I'll pick out the wall colors with them, but I'm going to leave behind the walls to you, a good builder. Okay.
That's something that we believe in. We're big on Energy Star, which a lot of the things that people don't think about, the type of OSB that's used, the furnaces, the water heaters, the insulation, the type of windows.
Okay.
These are all things that some people don't take into consideration, but they definitely impact the overall feel of the home, and most importantly, how much it costs to operate that home.
Okay, great. Well, let me take this opportunity to thank you for building such a quality home in our area. It's definitely a great part of Lansing, and I really appreciate you being with me today.
Thank you for having me here today.
Joe, thanks for being with us today. And wanted to learn a little bit about what attracted you to the Lansing Rotary Club.
Great. I would love to share. I was attracted to Rotary for a lot of different reasons. One, curiosity. But I'll tell you very quickly, I learned that what's keeping me there is it's the camaraderie, it's the great network, it's the safe place to go and have some lunch and connect with some fellow business leaders.
And I think one of the nice things about Rotary is the ability to blend the interest of business leaders and charitable interest. And can you tell us a little bit about how the club has impacted or partnered with Crystal Ray over the years?
Sure. Well, let me first say too that this unique opportunity to connect with Rotary, I mean, it gives individuals an opportunity to really learn more about an org by the people who are leading them. I mean, many of the members are business leaders, and an individual gets an opportunity to understand, you know, the makeup of that org, the passion about what they're doing, and I think that's very meaningful. And the organization, our org has benefited from Rotary support primarily in food access and in other areas, but food access is a great example of showcasing Rotary taking action, coming in and helping out in a very meaningful, tangible way, providing healthy food to the community, something that we can all stand behind. You know, I love that opportunities that are created there. And again, for me, it's an opportunity to let my fellow Rotary members know how passionate I am about what we do.
Yeah, and from an impact perspective, just so we understand, on a weekly or monthly basis, how many families are you typically serving through your outreach?
Right now, more than ever, more than we ever have. We are serving right now about 7,000 individuals a month, and that is more than we have ever done since I've been tracking that data.
Yeah. Joe, thanks for sharing that information. It's just amazing to hear about the impact that you're making in the community.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
To learn more about what Greater Lansing has to offer, go to discovergreaterlansing.com.
Wow, what another great show and another reason to discover Greater Lansing. So many wonderful things happening in our great, great community. From living, working, and playing, we've got it right here in Greater Lansing. Thanks for joining us.